Well, well, well. Beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the best damn wrestling podcast. I have the best damn wrestling crew with me. I got Chef Showtime in the building.
Was good.
I got the one and only LP, the Don.
You know?
And Mr. Boots the Asses himself. Mr. Everything. What's happening, partner?
What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm back.
I am Brian Renegade, and we are the best damn wrestling crew. Thank you for joining us today. You could be anywhere in the world, but you ain't. You right here watching your boys, and we appreciate you. And to everyone out there in Radio Land, on Pandora, on iHeartRadio, on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, you can ask Alexa to play the best damn wrestling podcast, and she will play it. And you can listen to your boys. Thank you for listening to us in Radio Land, and thank you for watching us on YouTube and on Facebook. Fellas, it has been a very, 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 very crazy week in wrestling. We just had the super event Crown Jewel happen, and I want to go around the room real quick and ask you guys, how do you feel about the overall show of Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, and did it hit expectations? Let's go around the board. Chef in the kitchen.
I say it was okay. It could have been better. It could have been way better. You know, what I mean, they could have did the Andre the Giant Battle Royal like they did when they first started doing it. You know, there's certain things they lacked on, but it could, like me, it could have been way better.
Okay. All right. LP, what you think about Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia?
If I had to give it a letter grade, it gets a D.
A D?
It gets a
LP,
D.
sir.
I'm sorry. Look, it was at one point in time where I stopped watching it, and then I went back and watched the replay. I got so pissed off at some of the stuff they was doing in the show. It just the highlight of the show was somebody who wasn't even a wrestler. That should tell you enough of how good a pay-per-view was. The best part of the wrestling show was not a wrestler. A D.
I fell asleep on it.
Mr. Everything, you was a wrestler in the group, sir. What did you think about the Saudi Arabia show in Crown Jewel?
I wouldn't say D. I would say like a B minus. I enjoyed the show. There's a couple matches that kind of should have stepped up a little higher. I expected more out of Bianca and Bailey. Brock and Bobby Lashley was really good. I really enjoyed that. I did not expect the heel turn with Bobby Lashley. And of course, you know, we never give we have not been giving Jake Paul or Logan Paul his just dues, but he did do very well on this past Saturday, and we got to give much kudos to your tribal chief for carrying that match and making sure that he covered up his flaws. Yes, your tribal chief, LP. Acknowledge him.
I'm black. I'm not Samoan.
Same difference, you know what I'm saying? Man, I thought that I can understand where you guys are coming from. You know, there were some lackluster moments in the show. I thought it could have been a little tightened up. The match that surprised me at Crown Jewel, which I really enjoyed, and I think that we kind of talked it down a little bit, was the Omos versus Braun Strowman match. I thought that match was well done. You know, I didn't like the ending too much, and I think that's when LP was like, you know what, screw this, I'm done.
Yeah.
But the match was good. And it surprised me because I'm like, oh man, I wanted to see this. And Omos came out like the giant that he is. the destroyer that he is, and really showed everybody who he's the biggest gun in town.
You know, it reminded me of. It kind of reminded me of a dream match between Big Show and Andre the Giant. Like, I think that's what it would have been if we had Big Show and Andre the Giant match. That's my opinion.
Yeah, LP, you kind of talked down on the match before. Now that the Omos versus Braun Strowman match has happened, what do you think about it?
I mean, I really think Omos did a good job. My biggest gripe, like you already said, was the ending, because Braun could have easily let Omos get that win. Like, there was no reason for him not to get that win to be dominant. Braun could always come back later on, and you're gonna get beat the whole match and lose the one move. That's I can't. The same thing with Bobby. The way Bobby lost was way worse.
Yes.
But him to do all that stuff and get hit with one move. I mean, I just know he was about to kick out. I was like, I know he ain't about to go out from that bull crap right there. And then what's next? Are they gonna continue to feud, or what? That's why they should have kept that going. And I think they buried, like they do all the time. They buried Omos when they could have. There was some more John Cena and Nexus stuff. Let him get over. He needed to get over, not Braun. Braun's already over. So, but the match itself was decent. I mean, he beat him the whole match. But
I liked the match, man. It was, you're right. It kind of reminded me of a Big Show versus Andre the Giant kind of feel, man, if they would have went at it. Omos looks impressive. The boy got new ring gear. He looks like the ultimate boss in every video game ever. You know what I'm saying? I liked his ring gear. The boy is chiseled. He's not chiseled, but he's lost weight. He got in shape. He's talking more. He's telling more stories in the ring, and he's the largest presence in the building. MVP put a stamp on him. So I salute Omos, man, in his transformation. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're kind of avoiding Omos and Roman. And I don't know who, people really want to see that, but that would be a monumental challenge for your tribal chief if that match did happen. Now, Roman Reigns has chopped down giants before, but they are really trying their best to avoid or prolong certain interactions with certain wrestlers. Let's go around the board real quick. Since we talked about it real quick, the Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns match at Crown Jewel exceeded people's expectations. Let's all be honest. Chef, you are not entertained? You are not impressed by Logan Paul's performance at Crown Jewel?
No.
The boy selfied himself jumping off the top ropes onto the table. That was the most played video in WWE social media history.
It's going to get played because it's Logan Paul. And it's going to get played because it's Roman Reigns. But that should have been another match, like, let's go back to Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan. Easy match for Roman. It should have been a cutthroat, easy match. Slung the ball around. His brother should have hopped in the ring, helped him out, and lost. That's what it should have been. Him beating no Roman like that? No. Michael don't got that much skills to help you do nothing like that.
And listen,
hey, that frog splash, that D'Lo Brown level frog splash, that dude got ups. If nothing else, he can jump. But that D'Lo Brown frog splash was a highlight of the night. I was like, damn. D'Lo Brown had to be like, damn. Like, nobody.
He was high like Rob Van Dam when he used to jump that high.
He was high. Like Dominique was probably backstage crying. Like I can't do nothing.
I was looking at Dominic like that's how you do a frog splash. The next time you do a frog splash, that's how you do a frog splash. I had to hit him with the bad boy banter. You know what I'm saying? Between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, for those who've seen Bad Boy 1, 2, and 3. The next time you do a frog splash, that's how you do it. That boy frog splash looked pretty. Put some respect on his frog splash, sir.
It's not better than.
And there's a lot of people that do the frog splash in WWE right now. I would dare say his is top tier.
Montez number 1.
Who?
Montez.
Oh, okay, yeah. Montez Tez got a he has my favorite frog splash in the WWE. I'm gonna give you that. I'll give you Tez. I'm not gonna put him, but he up there. Logan Paul's frog splash is up there, Jack. It's definitely better than Dominic's.
Oh yeah, everybody knew better than Dominic's.
I think Logan is you gotta admit though, out of celebrities that showed up, Logan Paul might be the best celebrity I've ever seen in the ring.
Yeah,
better than Bad Bunny, I dare say.
Yes, way better than Bad Bunny only did like a couple of things and everybody went crazy. Like, look, that lariat, the Hangman Page lariat, even though he kind of fell into it, it was good. He's the best celebrity. He's the best celebrity, hands down. You can't argue that. No way. Who? Who?
You know what? I know a lot of you probably won't agree with me. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. But Pat McAfee was damn impressive in NXT. I'm talking, hey, LP, you have to go back and watch the War Games match with Pat McAfee.
You'll have to show it. Because I know I said Pat McAfee versus Vince, so I'm going by that.
That's the ball.
No, you cannot go by that horrendous.
You can't go by that. That's the ball.
Eyesore. You cannot do that. Oh man. Look, we already jumped into the show, but you know what my favorite portion is, fellas. And each and every Wednesday we have to do it. You know what time it is. Beautiful people. It's not topics. Fellas, we asked the last show, is there an answer to Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day? Lately, we've seen interactions between the OC, which is AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. I almost got, but you know, Carl Anderson. And this past Monday night, we saw one of Triple H's babies come back home. Mia Yim, formerly known as The Reckoning, she came back to WWE. I'm so happy that she is a top tier fighter. She is very strong. She is very agile. She really competed. If you're not familiar with Mia Yim's work, she was really competing with Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, and Bianca during their time in NXT. She's legit. She can go. She's strong. She has a presence. And now she is with the OC. Fellas, I want to get your thoughts on Mia Yim returning. And is she a good fit for the OC? Do you think it's temporary, or do you think she's going to be a permanent part of the group like Rhea Ripley is in Judgment Day? Let me go, Mr. Everything.
I think she is a good fit. I wasn't expecting Mia Yim though. I'm not sure who I was expecting, but Mia Yim was definitely not on the list. It's only a matter of time to see what she's going to do, how she's going to fit into the mode of the OC, and how she's going to hold off with Rhea Ripley. Is this going to lead up to a match between her and Rhea? and how that's going to go. So it's only a matter of time to see how things work out. And is this a prelude to a returning Keith Lee?
That's a good question. I mean, that's a good question. Keith is still on the AEW product. He is prominent on Friday nights with their show Rampage. So I think that he's had a decent run in NXT. He hasn't went for the top prize yet. I'm not sure if Jon Moxley wants to really see Keith Lee face him for the AEW championship. But you're right, that does open up the door for an opportunity for Keith Lee to come back under this Triple H regime. LP, what do you think about Mia Yim returning to the WWE?
Well, you know, I don't know that much about NXT people, so I thought she, when she first took the hood up, I thought she was Tamia. I don't know, maybe just me because I didn't know. I was like, that's Tamia. That's what I thought it was. But I mean, the crowd seemed to be into it. You know, they needed somebody. So I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting. I don't necessarily think they're gonna do the whole with Rhea alone, because the way Rhea looked at Bianca, I think Rhea I don't know. I think they about to end this feud quick because she was really looking at Bianca like, okay, I'm about to come at you soon, and I really think she has to go at Bianca. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where they're gonna go.
Rhea versus Bianca seems like a money match for the ages. I want to see it, and I want to see it now. Chef, what do you think about Mia Yim returning?
Hey, I'm loving it. My guess, my guess was I thought it was gonna be Raquel Rodriguez, you know, but Mia Yim is like she's a better fit. Reckoning, I loved it. I loved when she first came out on WWE as Reckoning. She got yelled at a lot, but yeah, who them?
Yeah, I love Mia Yim's work in NXT. When they changed her character to the Reckoning when she joined the group Retribution, I was like, okay, this is a character change. Let's see what she does with it. I only remember her wrestling one match, singles match, before she was fired. I was just, and she still had the mask on. She could have did something with it, but she did not. I'm not sure if it was like a TV time or if her interest in it wasn't that great. If people are not familiar with Mia Yim, they're going to have to get familiar with her in-ring work as a dominant female presence in the locker room now. But I'm not sure where they're going to go with Mia Yim, and like I said, I'm not sure if she's just going to stay with the OC or if this is like a one-off against her and Rhea. But I'm excited to see her added to the roster. And you're right, there are some. First of all, let me acknowledge something. Bianca Belair is still your women's champion. That's number one. Secondly, did you see the extra muscles that she puts on?
Yes.
She be hitting the weight.
Man, I'm like, who is training her? Look, she put at least 10 to 15 pounds of muscle on her. She looked jacked. And I was super impressed. And I was looking at her, I was like, okay, I can see why you've been winning every match. I can see why. Her conditioning is top tier, man. And she looks like a champion. She looks how a champion should look. I was super impressed with the extra muscle that she put on, and I'm really excited to see her and Mia Yim go at it, her and Rhea Ripley go at it, and her and some of the other females that's going to be on the roster. Speaking of changes, you guys saw when Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka walked down the ring, and then there was a symbol displayed on Titantron that was associated with Bray Wyatt. What are these symbols going on? Do you think Alexa is going to turn heel and go with Bray Wyatt. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Chef Showtime.
Yeah, that was that's the second time it happened though. It happened backstage when it was talking to Alexa Bliss and Asuka. It popped up and Alexa Bliss started staring at it like she was going back into the old mode of then she came back. I can't wait. If they turn, I can see Asuka with Bray Wyatt. I can see that.
LP, tell me what you think about these symbols. Do you think that Alexa is going to go with Bray Wyatt? She's going to give it to the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much foreshadowing it pretty heavy. I don't really think I think that's one of the reasons why they took the belts from Asuka and Alexa, because Alexa about to be on her own again, or with Bray Wyatt or whatever. I just need them to push the gas a little bit. I got a short attention span, I guess. Like, push the gas a bit. Like, come on, like Bray. How long Bray been back? Like a month now?
At least a good 2-3 weeks, maybe, possibly.
A month. So I mean, I know they building, but they need to go ahead and push this. They got now that they got Crown Jewel out of the way. I was hoping that they're gonna stop pushing something, because like, who's the next person step out of Roman? Like, they haven't even, unless something happened Friday. I'm assuming something gonna happen Friday, because Roman needs to go toward whoever's the next person that's gonna step up. So maybe it's gonna be Bray. I'm hoping. But yeah, I definitely think Alexa will be. I think she's on a female fit.
The transition a little bit. We've seen a darker, edgier side to your girl Liv Morgan. Do you think that she may be associated with Bray Wyatt in some type of way?
The blasphemy.
No,
okay.
If that's the case, Nikki Cross could be. Look at how Nikki Cross is acting annoying as hell, but she's acting crazy or whatever. So, maybe Bray is starting to affect the whole roster. Now that would be. Now let me tell you about writing. If they started having Bray affecting the whole entire roster in different ways, imagine everybody starting to go a little dark. Even the faces, everybody starting to snap a little bit. Bray be toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Myers in ruining the whole town. Like, Bray start poisoning everybody with his evil. That'd be crazy.
That's what kind of was happening with the Fiend character a little bit, but in different ways. I think it was once they had the interaction with the Fiend, then they started to change. But you're right, LP. That would be something very interesting. Not everybody can play that scenario though and make it believable, and not make it comical in some type of way, because real wrestling fans are going to be like, "What is this crap?" they're gonna revolt against it, and you know it, man. We are a fickle bunch with short attention spans. We usually, so we want thrills and spills and good stories, man. But it has to be within bounds. Sometimes, certain types of wrestlers are allowed to push the envelope, like an Undertaker, like a Bray Wyatt, to do something a little bit darker, like a Aleister Black, or what's he called, Malachi Black. Certain wrestlers can carry that and bring something out of other people, but not every competitor can carry that type of tone or storyline through that makes it believable to the real fans of wrestling. You know what I mean?
But I can see
even Demon King Finn Balor can do it too.
Finn Balor can do that. I've been impressed with Finn lately, stepping up and as the uncrowned leader of the Judgment Day. I'm super impressed with Finn, and I'm glad that he is getting a good light. Like I said, NXT is in full shining mode on the main roster right now. It really is. We also have to talk about something that happened this past Monday. Your boy, Austin Theory, has now become part of history as one of the few who cashed in the Money in the Bank contract and fumbled it. He fumbled the ball. He faced probably one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation in Seth Rollins. And got absolutely mauled, both of them, by Bobby Lashley. Bobby beat the hell out of Seth. Bobby beat the hell out of Theory. And then Seth Rollins won the match. After he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract, he fumbled the ball. I want to get your thoughts on that. In Theory, losing his Money in the Bank contract and his opportunity to cash in on the champion. Let me go, Chef.
I knew this was going to happen. You know, it was given time.
You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, because this is how I figured out this was going to happen. Once Vince McMahon left, all his backing left with him, and there's a couple of wrestlers told him, "Your daddy's not here no more." So, you know, either way it goes, you see what I was cashing in. What was it? Where was that last one before Crown Jewel?
SummerSlam.
No, the one was overseas.
No. It was the
Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
Clash at the Castle was the last one, but he didn't cash it in there.
He was trying to, but he got knocked out by Tyson Fury. They wasn't gonna let him win that belt.
Was that a Clash? Yeah, it was a Clash. Yeah.
He went down to cash it in and he got knocked out. They're just not gonna let that dude win them belts. No belt. They don't want him there. They're gonna send him back to NXT.
LP, do you think Austin Theory is being buried? When I saw that happen, I was like, who the hell did he piss off in the back to lose that contract?
Yeah, he's definitely. I'm gonna talk about it more when I do my little rant later on. But definitely, he's being buried, but it's not in a good way. It's like, I guess I don't think him and Triple H ever got along. That's what I really think it boils down to. I think Triple H didn't like the way Vince was pushing him, so Triple H has made him suffer ever since Vince has left. Like cashing it in, even if it was I ain't talking about a failed cash in. He cashed in for the U.S. title. That is not what they made. I know they have never said what belt is for, but who the hell cashed? Just like cashing in for the Hardcore Championship. Who the hell cashes it in for that belt?
That was a 24-hour championship.
Yeah, that was the dumbest way they could have did it out of all the ways to do it. And then Seth was damn near dead. He put like 3 fingers on Seth. Seth kicked out of a pedigree. Come on now. I know it's Seth Rollins and all, but if you bury him, that's fine. But at least make it make sense. Like I'm not even a fan of this guy. I never liked him from the start. But damn, like don't do him like that.
Mr. Everything. Do you think Austin Theory got some heat on him in the back, or do you think he's just, it was just a failed attempt?
I want to say it was just a failed attempt. I think this is a curveball that they're going to throw at us. I think at some point because everybody's expecting Austin Theory to cash in and win, but no one expected him to lose and to cash in on somebody else and lose. So I think this is a curveball to where he's going to go and get the title from somebody else, some other title for somebody else. He's going to become more into himself, more into the character that he's trying to be, more into the superstar he needs to be. And they're actually going to give him a regular title match and have him win it. That's just my theory on it, on Austin Theory.
I like Austin Theory, man. I think that the character change that he had from his character in NXT was remotely different. If you guys remember, he did come to main roster. He kind of floundered around. He studied under the tutelage. He was a student of, thank you. He was a student of Seth freaking Rollins when Seth was the Jesus character. What was his character? Huh?
The Messiah.
The Messiah. Yeah. He was the Messiah, and he studied under him, and then he went to NXT. He took a more comical route with Johnny Gargano in The Way, the group that he joined called The Way, where he really showed his acting chops. I liked him. The boy was funny. He had chops, man, and he came to main roster. He fought his way up. He's faced all the big opponents, the top names in WWE. I like Austin Theory. I'm putting some respect on Austin Theory's name. I know a lot of people don't like him, but the way that the boy rolls with the punches, he doesn't mind fans booing at him. He can really wrestle in the ring and put some pressure on a lot of people, even up Bobby Lashley. I'm impressed. He looks good, and he's going to be poised. I would say that usually he's a Vince pick. He might be a Paul Heyman guy in the future if Paul Heyman keeps on managing. You don't think he's a Paul Heyman type guy?
No.
He's going back to NXT. They're going to send him back in. I bet he'll be in NXT next week.
He got that look on him that he's about to lose his job. His beard rolled out. He all stressed out like, I'm about to lose my job.
It's like, where does he go from here? Like, I know what y'all saying that he's going to change, but like, why would they change who he is? He's done. Like, you lost your belt. Baron Corbin was already like one of the worst cash-ins ever. But this was the worst cash-in. Bobby Lashley didn't even come out until like 20 minutes after he had already smashed him. And then he came back. Like, come on. Was that not the worst burial you have ever seen?
I watched it and I knew immediately it was a burial of character. I knew immediately that he was going to lose that Money in the Bank once Bobby came out, man. That was rough. It was hard to see because I like Austin Theory, man. I know what he can do. I think maybe he should join a faction of some sort. I know he's trying to align himself with the Alpha Academy, but either you're going to be fully immersed into the Alpha Academy or you're going to start something else with somebody else. But I think that he should join up in a faction of some sort so that he can bring up his character. Maybe a Judgment Day, perhaps?
Stop it. The Maximum Male Models. He will fit in with the male models.
Oh man, not Maximum Male Models.
Yeah.
Well, speaking
does
of,
he not fit? Does he not fit? He fits that kind of.
He does fit Maximum Male Models, and if he did join Maximum Male Models, he would be the leader of the group and have two lackeys with him. But nobody wants to see that.
You don't fit. You don't fit no more. I told you that little rugged outlook you got right now. No.
Speaking of Maximum Male Models, your boy LA Knight is back. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with LA Knight. I believe his original name on the indie circuit was help me with it. I believe it's something Drake, Eli Drake, I believe. But I like LA Knight. He got a big mouth. He likes to talk. The boy got physique, and he can really carry stories inside the ring. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I'm not sure he's going to shine too well on SmackDown, but we'll see. Let me just ask: is anybody familiar with LA Knight? Do they have they seen him in the ring? Have they seen him wrestle? And have they seen him talk? Because the boy can go.
Dummy.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah. I like LA Knight. I think that he can be a really great fixture on the main roster. I was waiting for him to appear, and now he's having some pretty decent matches. So I want to see how far he goes on the SmackDown roster. So welcome to the big time, Mr. LA Knight. Yeah, that's how he does it. Fellas, we have. First of all, I had something that I wanted to play, almost a playback of sorts, from one of our conversations that we had, and this is a replay, and I want to kind of just touch on it and talk about it real quick. All right. So, fellas, I'm not sure if everyone has eaten something. Darren Cormier looked like Carl Winslow. I want to get your thoughts on how the New Day is being booked.
They're not.
They're done.
The New Day was running. They were at the top of the card for so long. And now looking at them, man, I don't even recognize these brothers.
Big E was the heart and soul of that group.
Big E was the heart and soul. And the heart got ripped out. And then you just had the arm and the foot. What that clip was, I know that was kind of hard to watch. What that clip was, my bad. But we were talking about the New Day, and we wanted the New Day to kind of shine a little bit more than what they've been. Now their legacy as being the longest reign tag team champions is being threatened by the Usos, trying to break their record. They have a match coming up on this Friday. I'm excited to see that because I love how the New Day wrestles. I love them entertaining, and I want to see if the Usos will beat the New Day's record. Do you think the New Day will still remain the longest tag team champions in WWE history, or do you believe that the Usos will break their record on Friday? For me, this is a big money match because I love when they go against each other. They put on banger of matches. LP.
It's hard to say. Like, I really want to say that they're gonna let the New Day keep that because that's all the New Day got going on. I mean, they pretty much said it in the ring. Like, they sound like crackheads. Like, we ain't got nothing left. Like, that's all we got. So, I really think if they don't keep the streak, then it's shame on WWE because the New Day has done a lot throughout the years. The New Day is one of the most popular groups ever in the history of WWE, from selling cereals to acting like buffoons and taking it with stride. And the Usos, they don't need that streak. Like, I think the New Day has earned the streak and the Usos haven't, because the Usos have barely even fought for their belts. Like, they don't even wrestle that much. They part-time. They like Roman. They don't even wrestle that much. So I think the New Day deserves it. But I'm gonna go with the New Day, but I can't see them screwing them. But I'm gonna go to New Day.
Mr. Everything, do you think the Usos will be the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history?
I do not. Mainly because the New Day is so red hot as baby faces that if they don't win these tag titles, you're gonna have a heel turn with the New Day, and then you're gonna lose a lot of fans with that. So you pretty much have to give the titles to the New Day. Like LP said, this is all they have really going on right now. They brought up all the accolades that they've done so far. Even with the promos, I mean, it was very strong. I love when the New Day and the Usos interact in their promos because it's reality, it's real life and everything that they say. They brought up, Kofi, how they gave up the match just so he can have that opportunity at the world title, which is very true. That's exactly what they did. And for people who did not know it or was not paying attention or don't remember, they got a recap of everything that these two teams have been through. So I'd say New Day wins the tag titles this Friday, which sets up for Jey Uso to go against Roman Reigns for the title because he don't give a damn about what the Chad Chief said.
Oh man, you brought up a lot of very, very valid points, sir. I do want to see who's going to be Roman Reigns' next challenger. That is very stagnant on my mind. I'm just trying to figure out who are they going to put into place for Survivor Series. I mean, I know Survivor Series is coming up, and they may do the War Games thing, team against team. That'll be good, a banger for the end of the year, leading up to the Royal Rumble. Man,
quick question.
Yeah.
Because we still have the Brawling Brutes involved in this whole scenario with the New Day and the Usos. If the Brawling Brutes happen to get involved, there's your War Games match for the tag titles. The Usos, the Brawling Brutes, and the New Day.
But that will mess up the moment if they and they probably would do something like that. But I think they're gonna win, and I think Big E is gonna come out to help them celebrate. Big E is not in a wheelchair or nothing like that. He's mobile. I think either he's gonna show up or he's gonna show up Friday.
Hey, did you hear what they were saying though? They said we will be whole soon again. So I think they was talking about Big E coming back on Friday. But I have a feeling Usos gonna keep the belts. Then they're gonna, like you said, I agree with Mr. Everything. They're gonna be the Brawling Brutes, the Usos, and it's gonna be who's the New Day. But I have a feeling Imperium they want to get put in there. So it'd be a fatal 4-way for the tag team titles. That will be a good match.
And if this is a Big E return, then there's your match for Roman Reigns.
Yep.
No, I said Big E coming back. I ain't say he ring ready. Whoa.
He ready. He ready.
No, I don't want that brother coming back that soon. I want him to come show up, but I ain't nah.
Well, we just seen the presence of Big E here in Phoenix. He was one of the hosts for the NASCAR event that they had up here. And he was really good, man. He, being Big E, man, he has that very powerful announcing voice. And man, I think he did a bang up job. And he's still with the company because this was a WWE NASCAR kind of sponsored spot for Big E. So I applaud him. But I also, while I have him here, we all have to applaud Mr. Everything for his performance. And I like to say thank you, Mr. Everything, for entertaining us and becoming all elite. You see your boy right there, Victor Andrews, on AEW Dark's product. Man.
Thank you.
Clap, clap.
Thank
tap,
you.
Tap. Sir, can you tell us a little bit about
show?
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
Yes, and well, first of all, I watched the show. Okay, I don't put every match that I just get beat up on. Okay, I watched it. I heard what you said, and I was like, as soon as I get on the show, I'm coming for them. I'm cutting a promo on them. So just know, as soon as I see you, it's you and I. Okay. The experience was amazing. I got to catch up with some old friends. Jay Lethal and I are really good friends. We got a chance to catch up, see how everything was going. I got a chance to talk to Arn Anderson and William Regal, and just kind of see how things were going as far as the backstage. Uh, it was fun. It was fun. The only thing I won't talk about that, but it was fun. It was an amazing experience. Orange County and the best friends are really cool guys to interact with. The other two guys that was on my team, they're up and comings as well. So I wish them well and everything that they're gonna do and what they plan to do. And I can't wait to see what happens next. I've seen a lot of guys go out there and do really good and come back for more. As far as what the feedback I got, I did a great job. So let's see if I get called again. Or let's see if somebody else can help us to see it and say, you know what, let's get him before he goes over there. So, it's all about who can get who first. So either be AEW, WWE, Impact, Cross Seas, who knows? Controlling Narrative is still running too, so we never know what happens.
I was super excited to see you, man. I was yelling. I was like, "That's my boy," you know what I'm saying? And I was able to watch the match, man. And I've always enjoyed your wrestling style, man. And you young man selling over there. Look at him selling that punch, selling that slam. Damn, that looked like it hurt, but he sold it even more. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Gotta take the moment and run with it.
Yeah, man. So the brothers just wanted to show you love, man. Show you that we support you. Keep on grinding and do your thing. You were all elite in our eyes, but I know that you waiting for that paycheck to come. For sure. The big pay. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that leads me into our segments for tonight. I got to ask Mr. Everything, what is your match of the week?
All right, so like we just spoke about, there's been a lot of action going on, a lot of great matches, a lot of really horrible matches. We do have to bring light to the Usos and the Brawling Brutes who put on another banger. I did enjoy the 6-man tag with the OC and the Judgment Day, but I gotta give this week, and only because of what LP said, he was the best celebrity to come out and perform in a match, so I had to give it to Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. We do talk a lot of trash about Logan Paul and about him going out there, but he went out there and he performed. He performed better than what we expected. That splash from the top rope with the millions and millions of views with the phone was really good. I don't particularly like the spot with the phone because I feel like Roman is laying there too long and it looks stupid. But, if Logan would have did that a little bit faster, I'd have been like, okay, that's the spot. And that Adam Page like lariat that he did do was really good too. He did pull out some stuff that I was not expecting. So this week's match of the week is going to go to Roman Reigns and Logan Paul.
I can agree with you. You brought up two really good matches. The Brawling Brutes versus Usos was a really great match. Fast-paced, hard-hitting, man. They always put on a hell of a fight anytime that they go at it. And the Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns match was good in a lot of different ways because a lot of people were shocked at Paul, his wrestling ability, his ability to keep up with Roman Reigns, and he was injured midway through the match. I believe he tore or sprained his meniscus and his ACL and I believe another tendon in his leg. So he's out with injury right now. We wish him a speedy recovery because you put on a hell of a match. And as far as wrestling fans go, we don't really respect a lot of people, especially when they step in that ring. But I think that he has gained the respect of wrestling purists around the world. He still got some more to prove and a lot to go, but you know that the boy can wrestle. He can go. And, you know, he got a following already. He's a star. He doesn't need to build up his character. He is the character. You know what I mean?
The only thing that, real quick, the only thing that really aggravated me with Logan Paul is his too much interaction with the fans. Like it was at one point, if you go back and watch the match, he took something and then he looked at a little kid and said, "I'm okay." Why would you say that? Like that something like that kind of catches me off guard and it pisses me off a little bit because I'm like, no, you're not okay. Like you're supposed to be selling this stuff. You know what I mean? So it was some spots where he's talking to the fans and he's like telling them a little bit too much and talking to them too much when he's supposed to be selling. But other than that, yeah, I'm good.
Man, that was a very interesting moment, sir. And like I said, that was a good match. It was a pretty decent match, you know. LP, sir. It's been a lot going on in the world of wrestling, so we have to ask you, what was your best damn wrestling moment?
We kind of spoke on it earlier. The Usos and the New Day interaction in the ring, I think, was like the best part of the show to me personally. I think they should have let it go on longer. I think Matt Riddle ruined it. Like I really thought it was just getting juicy. Like they really should have, even if they had him, if that was his part to come in, they should have waited. Like Kofi was about to start, like really like saying some good stuff. And you know, being that Friday they're gonna wrestle, so they're not gonna really do a whole lot of talking. I really feel like, you know, like with stuff that Xavier Woods, I think he's underrated, especially on the mic. I think Xavier Woods is really madly underrated. I mean, it annoys me how he holds the mic. That it annoys the hell out of me. But I know, but like the stuff he says, like I don't think they can really handle him like blow for blow, like on the mic. Like the Usos, I think I would like to see this him and Jimmy go at it. Nobody else, him and Jimmy just go at it. I think will be so good. But that was a good moment because it showed a lot of emotion and it put a lot of story and the build up for Friday's match. Whatever happens, I'm glad that they built it up, you know, versus just having them wrestle come Friday. But that hands down was the best moment to me.
Yeah, I agree, man. I love that interaction between the two teams, and they told a lot of truths. You know what I mean? I remember there was one point where he was like, they were talking about pressure, right? The pressures that you have to live up to, the expectations of those greats that came before you, such as the members in the bloodline, like a Rikishi, like a Yokozuna, like a High Chief Peter Maivia, like a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like a Roman Reigns. The pressure to keep at the highest level, and then on the other end for the New Day is building a legacy off of your own name when nobody believed in you. And they were talking about the unbelievable pressures of both ends. And I saw, I couldn't pick a side. You know, that was the first time I was like, you know what? Both sides have a legitimate point. And then there was one point where it said, you know, Kofi was like, what do you know about being in the back in catering and not knowing if you're going to be fired or not? That didn't even dawn on me that they will fire one of the greatest tag teams of all time in the New Day. It didn't dawn on me at the time. And I'm like, yeah, that was a crazy period for a lot of people because they didn't know if they were going to be fired. And people that you thought were going to be there, like a Braun Strowman, like a Keith Lee, like some of these other people, they just start, getting fired out of nowhere. So I can see the pressures of both. I think that the back and forth banner between the two teams was really good until Seth. I have to admit, Matt Riddle did come in and kind of he really messed up the mood. And I can look at them all saying, like, man, what you doing out here? What are you doing? Man, do you want to hit my ball? No, get out the ring, man. We got a moment going right here. You know what I'm saying? We got a moment going. I don't want to hit your ball. Get out of here. You know,
that's one of the moments to make everybody laugh. Because
it had to break the tension. It had to break the tension because other than that, it was going to come to blows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I understood why it happened. But I did not like it because I really wanted to see what more Kofi and Woods had to say. They already don't get enough TV time. So I really wanted to see what those brothers really, really, really had to say. But I enjoyed that moment, and I thought it was a great moment, LP. So I appreciate you bringing that up, sir. Well, I'm going to go ahead and transition to keep it with LP. It's been some time since we heard the genie go off. He's been really busy playing the world domination and fashion shows and these celebrity photo shoots and such. He's a busy man. So every once in a while, I got to give him a little time to kind of blow off some steam and talk about some things that's on his mind before he mess around and kill everybody. So everybody, prepare yourself for LP's Tough Talk.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my!
All right. I'm gonna be a little nicer today. And what I say reflects me and nobody else on the podcast. Is what I'm saying. But I am really tired of the WWE wasting great matches overseas with these crowds that stink. That crowd was horrible over there, and I don't care what nobody says. They it's like they don't know if they're gonna cheer. If they loud, they feel like they're gonna get in trouble. If you go back and look, they barely stood up. They barely knew what was going on. When if that Logan Paul and Roman match was in the US, that match would have been bananas. The crowd would have lost their mind in that match. They need to start doing shotgun Saturday night type matches for Crown Jewel. Start letting some of the scrubs get some time over there. Let Liv Morgan fight Nikki Cross or somebody over there. Nobody cares about none of them. You the only person that care about Liv Morgan. Nobody else cares about Liv Morgan. Let her go overseas, put on her full bodysuit so she don't show no skin, and fight over there. They wasted. What's the other place they do overseas? The Clash at the Castle. That was a good crowd. But Crown Jewel, they need to stop wasting those matches over there, and they need to save them only for the matches over here. Because the crowd, without the crowd, like go back and watch that Roman match. The crowd, it was not there. Am I wrong? Please let me know if I missed something. Let me know the match that you felt like the crowd was just like, they weren't doing nothing. They weren't doing nothing. They weren't playing, doing nothing. Like I want them to be jamming up there. If the Iron Sheik would have showed up or something, they probably would have lost their damn mind. So they just need to do more. Stop wasting these type matches. Like nothing that happened at Crown Jewel settled anything except for the Roman match. Let me know what match in Crown Jewel settled anything that was going on. And I said the same thing about Clash in the Castle. What was settled over there? Roman's match. That's it. And everybody else match was thrown together bull jive. They gotta start writing these matches better and stop burying their own wrestlers. Rest in peace to your boy Austin Theory, because he's dead. He's gone. They try to bury Omos. Omos, they damn near buried him by not letting him then win. They screwed Bobby Lashley. I'm not even gonna get on how they keep on doing the brothers over there. I just knew Bianca was gonna lose, but thank God that they got that sense and they know Bianca needs to keep that belt right now. But they doing the brothers pretty bad over there. But I ain't gonna talk about that. I ain't that bad today. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh man. Let that breathe. Thank you, LP, for another Tough talk. Uh, I think that something that did in maybe the Bianca and Bailey feud. I believe that may be on pause right now. I'm not sure because Bailey is a sore loose, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Bailey is going to let that ride.
Did anybody notice Bailey didn't talk last week?
I did.
She didn't
I
say
noticed
anything.
that.
She didn't say a word, and that is not like her. Like I don't know if she was hurting her throat or something. But like she ain't say her little ding dong. Like she didn't say nothing. And like
I
them other
think
girls, go ahead.
that's a little prelude to her little darker side because they did bring up a good point. She has pinned Bianca, but Bianca hasn't pinned Bailey. So that's a really good point to kind of bring another match right back and have Bailey beat her finally.
I think that this probably would have been the time to do it, man. This is like the third interaction that they had, right? So if they were going to have her take the belt off of Bianca, it would have been during this match. We didn't see any titles change hands except for the women's tag team titles. But my question is, why aren't the Intercontinental and the U.S. title defended at these events? Doesn't it not make sense to have the Intercontinental Championship on the line in Intercontinental pay-per-views?
The belt.
Does that not make sense? Do we have to, have a European title again for that to make sense? I'm not sure. Like, I'm thinking Intercontinental, right? You should be defending that at all of the major matches. I would love to have seen Gunther or Seth Rollins have a match during Crown Jewel.
I feel like this pay-per-view was kind of a closing to some storylines or the beginning to some storylines. Like it's the beginning for Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Kind of a closing for Bianca and Bailey. A little bit of closing between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre, which was dumb. Yeah, close that out. And then a new beginning for the OC and the Judgment Day. So if they would have done it, they would have had somebody for Gunther in particular that has started. Maybe it would have been Gunther and Rey Mysterio, But the only thing with that, he beat Rey clean. Like it was no type of interference with that. So with those type of matches on those pay-per-views, when you bring in those titles, you have to have something that you're either going to begin or you're going to close out. And they didn't really have anything for Seth or Gunther to really do anything with. So I don't know.
I think, and I made this brief, and maybe it's me, but when you go back and look at the old wrestling, which we all grew up on, the main goal was getting the belt, right? Getting some sort of belt. Every wrestler wanted a belt. That's not the case no more. Like, do the belts really matter? Like, if all the belts right now tomorrow was gone, like nobody is really fighting for any belts consistently. Drew McIntyre need to be like, Roman, I'm coming after you as soon as I get done with this bum. Or, look at even if Bailey don't fight Bianca for the belt no more, who's gonna fight Bianca? Nikki Cross, the Tank Girl, like who? The U.S. title, Bobby Lashley was making it a little bit relevant, but the other belts, and I guess, Mr. Everything, I ask you because you are a wrestler. If you're in a WWE, is your goal to wrestle matches or is your goal to get some gold? Because it seems like that's no longer the goal no more.
Well, the goal is definitely to get a championship. But you got to think about certain things. So like Drew McIntyre, he doesn't want to look past Karrion Kross. Like in terms of a match, you got to look at the opponent you have in front of you, and you have to say, okay, I can't just say I'm going for the championship and not really pay attention to this guy in front of me because we're supposed to be fighting this guy if I'm just going to look past him. So in terms of Drew McIntyre, he's kind of has his focus on Karrion Kross. Once he get over that hump with Karrion Kross, then he can go for the title. Bobby Lashley has his mindset on the title, which is why he lost to Brock Lesnar, because he's so focused on, oh, I want to get my revenge on Brock Lesnar, and I want to go back and get my United States title. He messed around and dropped the ball and lost the match. So I think a lot of these people are goal-oriented towards championships. It's just they have these humbles and these hurdles in front of them that they're trying to put their focus on and get past it. Because if you're not going to put your focus on the person that's in front of you, then why are you fighting?
That's a good point. I would think that at some point people will be trying to go for gold, but Roman is so far ahead of people. That seems like a distant dream for a lot of people to be able to win the WWE Heavyweight Championship, the main title. I can see a lot of people going for the U.S. Intercontinental Championship. But to be honest with you, if I'm on SmackDown and who wants to really face Gunther? who wants to really face? I'm trying to see. There's some powerhouses on both SmackDown and Raw, and it's hard because there's not a lot of titles available. Unlike when you watch AEW, AEW has 1,000 championships, and it's cool to see, but it's a lot of participation trophies, and you're trying to look at which title really has the prestige that it needs. For instance, I think that Jade Cargill should go for the main women's title. Why isn't she the women's champion? Is she trying to make the TBS championship relevant? I don't know, but she needs to be at the forefront if they're going to keep a talent like that. Why isn't she the main women's champion? Toni Storm, as much as I love Toni Storm in NXT, Toni Storm is doing nothing for that belt. I hate to say it, and I used to like Toni Storm. She is doing nothing for that belt. So, and AEW really doesn't have a lot of female stars. You know what I'm saying? That transcend like that. You know what I mean? I think Britt Baker is probably the only real one. You know, I know they got some names that they're trying to bring up, but Britt Baker is homegrown, and she really built her name up. The rest of those girls are really getting lost in the sauce. They don't really have a star like that. But Jade Cargill is a real star, and they need to put some respect on Jade's name, because to be honest with you, I would love to see Jade in WWE. They would give her the money that she wants and the TV time. And I think she would have some banger matches with Bianca, with Charlotte, with Becky, with Bayley. I think she would have some really impressive matches, and she would be a superstar on that product. I'm just saying. Well, fellas, sometimes we get hungry. And we got to go to the chef to find out what's Chef's showtime. What you make this week, Chef, and what's your best damn recipe?
Oh, this week, my best damn recipe was gumbo. Yeah, that shit look delicious. Yeah, like me, I made that for my aunties and them because they eat the seafood. I can't eat seafood, I would die. So I made me a chicken gumbo. Just hold on. There we go. Yeah, so, but the gumbo, the first thing you need to make is your roux. Your roux is the key. If you mess the roux up and burn your roux, the gumbo gonna taste like trash. I found that out that a long time ago. The first time. Once you burn your roux, man, that whole thing gonna taste like a burnt skillet. It is horrible, But yeah, it was a banger. Like I don't eat certain stuff like okra, seafood. So I made mine to like a chicken gumbo with the sausage. It's a good meal for a cold night. or just on a Super Bowl party. It's delicious. But I got the recipes up on the Best Damn page. You will enjoy it. Let me know.
You know how hard it was for me to put the Best Damn Gumbo on there? You know why?
What?
Because people in the South are very protective and particular about their gumbos. I know once I did that, I might have to fight somebody. So I'm taking the bullet for you, sir. The recipe is up. Hopefully you'll go to New Orleans anytime soon. Saying that we got the best damn gumbo in Phoenix, Arizona, but we do.
Nah, I got you on that one. You ain't gonna have to take a bullet. That recipe is from the South. It's from my aunties that live in New Orleans.
All right, boom. Auntie just saved the life. You just saved the life, Auntie. Straight from the swamp. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful land of New Orleans. I got a family down there, so yeah. Thank you, Chef, for that Best Damn recipe. And like Chef said, you can find that recipe and many others on the Best Damn Wrestling Facebook page. I want to do one more thing, fellas, before we leave. Some people in some matches deserve something a little extra than praise. Something a little extra than us just talking about it. An award of sorts. Fellas, I want to get your nominees for this week's WTF Award.
What the? What's that? What the? What's that?
If you do not know what the WTF Award is when you see something and you were like, what was that? That was stupid. That was dumb. I didn't like it. That deserves the WTF Award. Let me go around the room and get this week's nominees for the WTF Award. Chef.
I have to give mine to the Logan Paul.
You got to explain that one.
No, actually, it's not even Logan Paul. Jake Paul. When he jumped,
okay.
When he jumped over, tried to come in the ring. What you doing, bro? Like him? Like, what was the reason doing?
He had intro music. Like, why?
Yeah. He had a whole intro music, yeah, and he had a little scuffle with the Usos, and also a little face-to-face with Solo Sikoa. So that.
Did you see how he was throwing them punches though? In the ring, he's trying to knock him, throwing little weird punches, and they
were soggy.
Yeah,
they were soggy.
He gonna do this.
At least close with this, you know what I'm saying? They were soggy punches. They were soggy. So, Jake Paul, you are a nominee of the WTF Award. LP, who's your nominee for the WTF Award?
I gotta give it to your boy Austin Theory. Cashing in. What? The contract is not made for that title. I gotta go back and watch some Money in the Bank. If I ain't mistaken, the contract is specifically for that belt. Is it not? Maybe I'm wrong.
It is not for any belt.
It's not for the championship.
It's for any belt.
Championships. That's it.
Any belt.
Any champion at any time.
It's still stupid to have him waste that belt, waste that case. That case gone now. Waste.
Oh man. Mr. Everything, who is your nominee for the WTF Award?
My nominee this week is going to be Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, and the stupid referee. Bobby Lashley's shoulders wasn't he on the daggone mat? Dummy, LA Knight, thank you for the quote. Yeah, I don't get it. And a brother to be the beast, and he takes a cut out that way.
He makes a good point.
I don't get it.
All right. From the pieces that I can pick up what you said, giving Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar the WTF award with the referee.
Yes.
It did not look like
all that. Yeah.
Yeah. It did not look like the shoulders were down. But you know, to be honest with you, Bobby's shoulders are huge. His shoulders and his back are huge. So he was laying on a muscle. I don't know if it was both shoulders.
No. In that case, he was laying on his neck. Okay, he wasn't even on his shoulder. He was on his neck.
He was on all neck. You know, it was just one muscle was just touching, and both shoulders are supposed to be down. But that was a very, very crazy moment. Very shocking in the way it was, and it was a very short match. And I knew it was going to be kind of short. The power shots at power shots. Bobby just kept hitting them with spear. It was a great showing for Bobby, a great show of strength for Bobby, and I definitely see another match somewhere down the line. And Chef, you mentioned it in the last podcast. You said somebody would have to get hurt to an extent. I think it looked like Brock had hurt his knee. So you were right, sir. We were looking at you like you were crazy. You were like, what? Ain't nobody gonna get hurt. But Brock hit his knee, and that kind of took him out for the rest of the match. So I'm excited to see these two Titans go back at it again. I would love to see that at WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble to see Brock versus Bobby. Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fellas, it has been a great show. Thank you for joining me again, as always. Tell the people what you got going on and where they can find you. Chef Showtime.
Right now, got nothing going on. Just finished unpacking in this house. And you can find me on Facebook as Dante Carter. You can find me on Facebook as Dante Kitchen. Instagram, Showtime83. You can find me Instagram at Chef Showtime. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Your boy LP. You got a lot of stuff going on. What's happening? Tell the people where they can find you and what you got going on.
You can find me on Instagram, One Click Photography Shoots, doing photo shoots all day long. I recently had a casting for my upcoming fashion show for next year, and I will make an announcement on my social media this Friday if I'm going to do a second casting. So make sure you follow my Instagram to see that information.
Awesome. And the great Mr. Everything, what do you have going on? Where can the people find you?
I'm just chilling right now. I am off for the rest of the year in terms of wrestling at live shows. I have some content days going on with Control Your Narrative and some of the guys who Control Your Narrative. And I'm just going to hit a bunch of wrestling schools and do some trainings, maybe do some seminars, and we'll see what happens. But, just keep up with me on TikTok and on Instagram.
And we talked about it before, sir. Mr. Everything Breaks It Down, a segment where you show how to do moves. I'm excited about that. Training videos, as you will, for the fans to get some insight on their favorite wrestling moves and how it's performed by an expert like yourself, sir. So hopefully you can do that for the fans because they're clamoring for it. So
absolutely.
We shall see.
I will have one for you tomorrow.
Mr. Everything delivers again. What can this man not do?
Fail. Can't fail. That's what I can't do.
Oh, man. Best Damn Nation, if you want to follow this show, you can go to our social medias. you can go to our Instagram at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can go to our Facebook page at Best Damn Wrestling. You can go to our Facebook group or page at the BD Wrestling Podcast. You can check us out on Twitter at Best Damn Crew, and you can check us out on Twitch at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you want to join the Best Damn Nation for as little as $5, that's a drink, some fries, a burger, and maybe a toy. You can join the Best Damn Nation and get all kind of swag and paraphernalia. We got hoodies, we got hats, we got cups, we got mugs, we got t-shirts. We got all kind of gear for you. So go check us out on our Patreon at www.patreon.com/The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast to support your boys. Thank you for all of our supporters, and thank you for everyone who is helping us grow. Fellas, beautiful people, we will catch you next Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern for the next Best Damn Wrestling Podcast.